So now we're going to be going over properties of a square. Now notice that a square is a type of rhombus because I have four congruent sides. Okay, but a square has an additional property of having four right angles. So a square is a type of rhombus, okay, and it has four right angles. Now let me show you a rectangle. A rectangle has four right angles. Now, a square is also considered to be a rectangle because it has the four right angles. So a square has the properties of a rhombus because it has four congruent sides, and it also has the properties of a rectangle because it has four right angles. So here's my square. I have four right angles, and I have four congruent sides. Properties of a rhombus, four congruent sides. Properties of the rectangle, four congruent angles. Okay, now what else do we have in a square? Well, in a square, one of the properties that it has of the rectangle is congruent diagonals. Okay, see, the diagonals are congruent. And a property it has from a rhombus, we have perpendicular diagonals. Okay, so lots of things happening here. So let's take a look at the square. So we have 90-degree angles. We also have perpendicular diagonals. So we have right triangles here. Additionally, the diagonals, just like they do in a rhombus, they bisect the angles. So if it's 90 degrees over here, we also have 45, 45 triangles. That's in every single square. We have 45, 45 degree triangles. 45, 45, 90. So once again, a square is a rhombus and a square is a rectangle. And by default, a square is therefore also a parallelogram. It's got four congruent sides. It's got four congruent angles, all 90 degrees. It has diagonals that are congruent and perpendicular. And we have four 45, 45, 90 triangles within the square. And you can also look at one diagonal. And of course, just like you had in the rhombus, you have an isosceles triangle right here, isosceles triangle right there. All right, so we're going to go over some homework questions in the next video, and hopefully it'll make a little more sense.